All right, guys, welcome back. So we're going to talk about Resume 101. Guys, I've been reviewing resumes for nearly 7 years from a peer advisor and a mentor back when I was 22, 23 years old, speaking to classes of hundreds and hundreds. My brother and I, we'd review resumes, cover letters, letters of recommendation, job applications for literally hundreds of students on campus, all the students on campus, and there were 25,000 of them. So our offices were full pretty much nonstop, guys. But in any case, in the years after that, we've been taking on so many mentees and help with their resumes and their cover letters and their applications and so on and so forth. And so we've built this kind of, we've become adept to all the things that are necessary in a resume, guys. Now we delve so much deeper in the Resume Academy at BrainBoxMethods.com, but I'm gonna give you a little more of an in-depth thing than what I just did on Instagram, guys. So number one, what I said was use a legitimate template, guys. I can't tell you how many students came in with this just ridiculous looking template that I would probably throw away just off the initial impression. Guys, the initial impression of a resume means the world. It can literally substantially improve or doom your chances of getting that job or that seat in that program, guys. It is absolutely pivotal that you use the right template. In fact, I use a template that I've been using for many, many years because it's just so sleek and professional, and maybe at one point you guys will have it too, guys. Number two is spice up the descriptions. Guys, I think one of the most frustrating things I think with students is that they're so afraid to sell themselves. Guys, I would take these resumes from these students that have the most basic descriptions, and I would say essentially the same thing that they were saying, but in a more elaborate, more professional type of way that makes it seem like they did more than what they did, but we're not necessarily lying, guys. We're playing, it's almost playing a game, guys. It's who sounds better, right? By no means are we falsifying information, nor would I ever condone that, because one of my main points to all my mentees is anything you throw on your resume, you should be able to tie to a story, tie to a particular event. So if somebody takes your resume and points to a specific event or point that you made under one of your job descriptions and you can't explain yourself, you look absolutely terrible. Okay, so number two was spice up the descriptions, but be generous, be mindful of when you do that and how you do that. And again, we delve a little deeper on how to do those things in our Resume Academy at BrainBoxMethods.com. Number three is formatting is everything. Guys, you can have the best template in the world and still mess up the formatting. Students don't really understand this. It's hard, I understand, if you haven't looked at resumes your entire academic career, as my brother and I have, but you can automatically tell the formatting, that formatting would throw a reader off, because it throws me off. So I can imagine an admissions committee that reads hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these on a yearly basis, right? So formatting is everything now, whether that's spacing, proper word usage and the way things flow throughout your resume, not just the template, okay? Number four, don't sell yourself short on experiences, guys. I have so many students that come to me with a resume that's one page. Number one, because they're told that resumes have to stay one page. That's not, in my own opinion, that's not true unless you're otherwise told to do so. Do not do it, because you are forced to leave things off. And I've found so many amazing things that some of my mentees have done just by asking them questions, and I don't see it on their resume, and it baffles me. But you know what? That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for, is to get those kinds of things out of you guys so that you guys can show yourselves fully and entirely to that admissions committee, to that employer, that hopefully you're either landing your dream career, your dream job or the seat in your dream school. Now, number 5 is use your resume as a gauge. Now, this is something that I would tell all my mentees. Every few months, go back to your resume. You need to update it anyway, but go back to your resume and see where am I at fault? Where are my flaws? Now, for me, my personal flaws were in research. I hated research. Still to this day, you know, like I read research on a daily basis when it comes to finding the most evidence-based research to guide a treatment for a patient and what have you. But in terms of academic research, I was never intrigued. But I knew I needed it because it made me a more holistic applicant, understanding p-values and r-values and risk stratification and risk reduction and relative risk and yada yada yada. But these things, you know, were found by me going back to my resume and understanding like, hey, I only have one thing on my research tab that I should probably make 3 or 4, right? And so I went and did that. I did, you know, little jobs on the side to get some research experience, and so I did that. And you can do the same for you, whether that's honors and awards, whether that's leadership opportunities, volunteer opportunities, and community service, whether it's internships, whether it's memberships, what have you, guys. Maybe it's research for you as well, all right? So those are absolutely pivotal points to making a dynamic resume. Guys, I want to stress, I can't stress this enough. Your resume is a golden ticket if you can get it right. And the way you get it right is follow instructions from not just me, but do your research. Look at all of the plethora of information that you have out there on resumes and make your resume gold. Let me tell you guys, I have submitted my resume, when I was an undergrad, I submitted my resume to random internships and I would get them without even doing an interview because my resume looked so good that they just brought me in to make sure that I was real. Now that's not bragging. I have a lot of students that I mentor for who my goal is to make them better than me because they found their career path at an earlier age. So it just makes sense that if you have more years to do it, then you can surpass your predecessor, as it were. But it's possible for you guys. I did it my brother and I did it in 2 to 3 years. We made resumes that were just for ourselves, that were formidable, right? So you guys can do it too. 100%, guys. Follow this advice. Be the hero of your own story. And we will see you in the next video, guys. If you guys want to learn more, you guys can join the Resume Academy at BrainBoxMethods.com. Or if you just want studying habits, you can go there as well. In any case, we'll see you in the next video, team. Cheers.